Well, what's happening, YouTube? Feels good to be back on track. There's something that's been on my mind all day today, and I've talked to Dave Dog about this on a couple occasions and a couple other people, and I can't seem to find anybody to argue the point with me, which makes me even more nervous. But let me put it out here to y'all and see what you think. It's my belief, and I keep harping about this, that we're heading for a Great Depression. And let me break it down step by step and see what you think, and see if you agree or disagree. Give me your 2 cents. But this is how I see it. Small business. From what it sounds like to me, it's more than 50% is closed for good, right? Whether it's a pizzeria, a nail salon, a tattoo shop, dry cleaners, delicatessen, right? There's a million different types of businesses, and those businesses are in every city, and they're gone for good. And the problem is, those businesses were paying rent on that commercial property, and they were paying a mortgage payment or rent on their home, both of which stopped. As soon as their business stopped, it stopped. So that means the payments to the owners of the commercial building and the home, or the bank, depending on who owned the paper on the house, are getting shortchanged, right? For almost a year now. 9 months, 10 months, whatever it is, right? Government can't get their shit together. No bailout, no bailout. Let's do some simple math real quick. By the time this shakes out, I think it's safe to say at least half the small businesses are out of business. And all that revenue going to all those loans has stopped. Banks are where all of it stops, right? They're usually the one holding all the paper. Well, they got big bailouts time and time again. We are in multiple trillions of dollars in debt. There is no more fucking bailout money because they start throwing trillions of dollars at the banks because they've become insolvent, right? Because they're upside down now because they didn't get the money for all the paper they got outstanding, right? So now the government's going to give them the money. Watch. And it's all coming to a head now, right? Can't keep going forever. The virus is worse now than ever. When does it snap? And when the rubber band snaps, what's the first thing to go? Inflation. I'm seeing it, and they're talking about it. Finally, they're talking about it on TV. Oh, what will the Fed do if we get to 2%, 2.5%, 3% inflation, blah, blah, blah. Now they're talking about it. I've been talking about it for moons. Just my opinion. Due to the fact that all these small businesses and all that revenue to pay all those mortgages and rent payments has ceased and desist. So who is going to pick up the slack? Now, let's say they give every small business 20 grand, 15 grand or something, right? They're bitching about giving Joe Schmo on the street $600, right? Oh, maybe 2 grand now. If you're 9 months behind on your rent, and your rent's $1,000, that's $9,000, and they're going to give you $600, you're not going to catch up. That means the landlord's not going to catch up. That means the bank's not going to catch up. That means the government's going to have to foot the bill. That means inflation, Great Depression, because you're talking 50%. You're not talking 10% like the shit they're talking now, because they think all these businesses are going to reopen. I got news for you. I talked to my boy. He's been through the city. Businesses are boarded up for good. The people have moved out of San Francisco. Those businesses will not reopen Maybe years from now, somebody new will fucking start a new delicatessen or a new dry cleaners years from now. But the present establishment and the people that ran that business are gone forever. They moved out of Cali. Just like me, I'm leaving. I'll be gone in the springtime when the snow melts. I'm just saying. It's important to think about these things right now. All of this is going to come home to roost real quick. Now that this election nonsense is almost over, right? The new man in the White House is going to have to make some decision, and the first thing he's going to do is dump them purse strings. You know this. Everybody's going to get 2 G's, and small business will get whatever, and this and that, and and it'll be a bump, right? Everybody's going to get a little quick high. Be wise with that money. Whatever they give you, be wise with your money. Hang on to it. Buy some gold, buy some silver, buy some tools, buy something that's tangible. Don't fuck it off on nonsense. Because if what I feel comes to fruition, you're going to need a couple things. I'm just saying. You know, a hammer and a drill motor and a tape measure. Guess what? You're a fucking handyman. Excuse me, ma'am, you got a couple broken steps for about 20 bucks. I could fix those for you right quick. See what I'm saying? Hard times, man. You get out there. Can I mow your lawn? Feel me? When it comes time to eat, you do whatever the fuck you have to do. That's what I'm saying. People don't understand what hard times are. They've never experienced true hard times. You know, they're too used to the government keeping you on the teat and just keeping you pacified, right? You got your binky, and that's it. Well, I'm here to say that fucking binky's about to fucking fall out of your mouth, and you'll be, now what? I don't know. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me what my theory is got holes all over it, right? But you're talking almost a year's worth of rent and mortgage payments on, okay, I was saying 50%. Let's say it's 30. That's devastating to the banking industry, that they lose 30% of their revenue for a year. You can't do that to a bank. Are you kidding me? I'm just saying, you got to think about these things. I don't see a way out. And granted, I'm no Einstein, but simple math tells me the buck stops somewhere, and somebody don't have that buck. And it's the motherfucker on the street that's trying to eat right now. You know? There's a lot of people doing pirate business now. Papering up windows and conducting business because they have to fucking eat, man. Hard times. It's fucked up. And the government has dropped the ball so bad it's not even funny. And then they got everybody beefing at each other on the street over other fucking bullshit. And it's like, look over here, look over there. Don't see while I pick your fucking pocket, homie. Just saying. Keep your eye on the prize. It's always about the fucking money for these assholes. Always has been, always will be. I hate to say it. If you look at history, part of the treaty between England and the United States when we got our independence in 1776 or whatever, right? Part of that deal was England got to set up our banking system. Just saying. There were people from England that were allowed to conduct business in the United States in order to get that fucking treaty signed. I'm telling you, look this shit up. And those entities are still thriving to this day. Look this shit up. And see who they play with. Look this shit up. Not kidding. Johnny's been down a rabbit hole or two. Because when they took my house, it pissed me off, and I'm like a dog with a bone, and I can't let go until I get all the answers. And, you know, there's been a few things in history that have spun me out, and The housing crisis was one of them. You know, what happened on September 11th is another one. And there's been a few others, and they have changed the way I view the world in which we live, because things aren't always as they appear. And if all you're going to do is watch the idiot box, then don't get upset when someone calls you an idiot, because you deserve it. Just saying. So anyway, back to my old self. Thinking too much, but always trying to watch out, right? Always watching out for the sky falling. Try not to be paranoid, but the Boy Scout in me, this, we'll know by spring. Summer at the latest. Because come next Christmas season, mark my words, it's going to be coal in your motherfucking stocking. I hate to say it. And I do pray I'm wrong. I do. I don't want to be right on this one. So anyway, give me your theories. Let me hear what you got to say about what the economy's got coming. I'm curious, right? Deep thinkers. All right. Much love and respect as always. Thank you for putting up with my nonsense. And don't let your babies hear my nonsense. They're too young. All right. Peace.